Good day. For today's lesson, we're going to be making eyelets. Now, there really isn't a whole lot for me to teach in order for you to make eyelets because eyelets are very much like buttons, and you've already learned how to make buttons in one of the earlier lessons. If you have not learned how to make the buttons, go look for that lesson and review it. Basically, you're just going to make a shape, and you can make any shape. Eyelets don't need to be circle, they can be any shape. Think about the theme of your kit. Also think about maybe utilizing one of your papers, which is what I did with this button here. But basically you're going to be making a shape and poking a hole in it and then applying layer styles. So see, this is a metal layer style that I had. Actually, I think I applied it a couple times. Remember, you can layer the eyelets. You don't have to have them really 3D. They can be more flat, like this one, more like a paper. But this comes in where you have to go out there and find good layer styles. In the full version of Photoshop, you can really play around with those layer styles more than you can in Photoshop Elements. So purchasing commercial use layer styles is really helpful if you are using Photoshop Elements and creating these types of things. I'm going to go ahead and just do one real quick, even though there isn't really a whole lot to show you. This flower here I actually hand drew. It took me forever to hand draw that flower. I am not good at it, and then I applied some layer styles to it. So you can hand draw your shapes too, or get copyright friendly shapes. Go out there and find some shape files. Think about what the theme of your kit is once again. But for right now, I'm just going to utilize this custom shape tool. And let's go in here and look around for a shape that you can use for an eyelet. I really don't know. Let's see. Well, here's a tulip. Let's just use that for right now. And I'm going to make this shape. We've learned how to work with shapes in other lessons also. And then I've just been eyeing it. Get the elliptical marquee tool, and I'm going to hold down my shift key so it stays in a circle shape and doesn't go oval. And I'm going to draw this circle shape. Now you see when I get this symbol, looks like my pointer with a little square in it. I'm not quite sure what that is. I can pick it up and move this around, and I've just been kind of eyeing mine. And when you get it there, it can be any size. Hit delete on your keyboard, and I have my eyelet shape. And then you're simply going to get your layer style. Let's get this pink one and borrow it. Let's see. Won't let me borrow that because, oh, there it is. Copy layer style. And I'm going to put it on this layer. Paste layer style. Well, look at that. It didn't work. Well, that's because I'm on the wrong layer. This says flower on it. Copy layer style. Let's try this again. Paste layer style. There we go. And now I have one that would go in a coordinating kit with flowers from here. And actually, that's a little bit different layer style. I have to go through all of my playing and find the correct one. Remember, you can do squares. Let's see, let's just do one more, and I'll show you remind you anyway. I think you would know most of these techniques. Let's do this stamp one. Let's just play. I have no idea what this is going to look like. But in this instance, I'm not going to hold down my control key because I want it to be kind of square. No, I don't. I don't like it. Control Z. Let's hold down my control key. Go ahead and make a rectangular one. And I'm going to go ahead and simplify that layer. And then I am going to hold down my control key. Click on the thumbnail to get those marching ants around there. And I'm going to go to the select, modify, contract, and this is where it's going to be totally up to you how big, how thick you want the border of the eyelet to be. You know, for instance, this one over here, I think I started out with it much smaller and I decided to make it a little bit bigger. But let's see what 40 does. Now that looks too much like a stamp. I think it needs to be contracted in even more. Let's go maybe even about 80 for this one. There we go. And you can see it turned square because it did have all these little hoops in it. So you contract that much and it comes all square. That works for me. Hit delete, Control D to deselect because that makes it really nice in the center. And let's see if I can get, well, that don't work. Almost made the same mistake I made before. Let's see, is there one labeled square? Silly me. One of these in here is it. Let's just copy something. Copy layer style and let's apply it to this. See what I get. Oh, nope. Obviously not that one. Let's try this one. Can't see what's down there. But that doesn't look good. There we go. There's the one from this star up here, the layer style I used on this star. I actually made these layer styles in the full version of Photoshop. That's why I'm just copying them. And so there we go. We have a different kind of eyelet. And so that's how you make eyelets. Very simple and very cool. And hey, get out there, use your imagination, and be creative. Now, you know, I could tell you that, you know, we didn't need to make this eyelet centered. I mean, it could have been a circle inside of a square. I just wanted to remind you how to do the skill of contracting. I'm really going to say goodbye this time. Get out there, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do with things to match your kit. Have fun.